Okay.
All right. So, Bernard, today we're going to talk about the case of the downsizing decision. I chose this article just for the purpose of focusing on business terminology, such as downsizing. We won't necessarily read the entire article. I'll give you the link. You can go back and read the entire article if you wish, but we'll read about 3 paragraphs and talk about the vocabulary. Do you understand?
Okay, I understand.
All right, great. So we'll start with paragraph 1. Andrew Jordan.
Andrew Jordan.
Mhm.
Andrew Jordan sat at his desk, absent-mindedly watching a barge chuck slowly upstream on the Thames. The dinner meeting he had scheduled with a select group of senior managers at Universal Product Company would begin in an hour. For 3 years, it has seemed enough to focus on the business problems of UPC's Connectors division, and Jordan, the division general manager, had made it the most profitable unit in the company. His success has brought him tremendous respect at UPC. No, now, problem not of his own making threatened to undermine all those years of hard work. One last time, Jordan opened the file.
All right. So I will read. Andrew Jordan sat at his desk, absent-mindedly watching a barge chug slowly upstream on the Thames. The dinner meeting he had scheduled with a select group of senior managers at Universal Products Company Limited would begin in an hour. For 3 years, it had seemed enough to focus on the business problems of UPC's Connectors division, and Jordan, the division's general manager, had made it the most profitable unit in the company. His success had brought him tremendous respect at UPC. Now, problems, not of his own making, threatened to undermine all those years of hard work. One last time, Jordan opened the file.
Okay.
What do you think, knowing that the title of this article?
I don't understand well the title. Downsizing. I don't understand the word downsizing.
I see. All right. When a company is going to reduce its staff, the employees, or eliminate the number of products that they are producing, they are downsizing. Downsizing means to make smaller.
Okay, I understand.
So this is the case of the downsizing decisions. Decisions are made in businesses. Decisions are made in corporations. Decisions are made in relationships. Am I going to stay with her? Is she going to leave me? Should we have children? How many children? How many employees should we have? How many vice presidents should we have? That is the case. The word case is a situation.
Yes, I understand downsizing. I just don't understand downsizing. I
All
understand the case.
right. Okay. So now that you understand downsizing, did you understand the article paragraph that you just read?
Okay. Andrew Jordan is a manager in a big society.
Mm-hmm.
And this morning is very preoccupied, and he looked from the window a large nave slowly upstream on the Thames. In a few minutes, he will have a meeting with a group of managers,
Mm-hmm.
and he will have to take a big decision. Just until now, he was a big manager, respected and respected by all the other managers and all the employees.
Mhm.
But now he has a big problem to undermine all years of hard work.
Okay. Now, I could be wrong, but it appears to me that you're probably reading.
I read.
Okay, so look away from the task at hand and
Okay.
tell me, did you understand the paragraph?
Yes, I
Okay,
understand the paragraph.
okay, look
Look,
away from the paragraph and tell me what's
okay,
going on.
okay. It's morning in England, and Jordan, a manager, is in his office and looked from the window a big bridge will slowly downstream the Thames. He
Mhm.
is very preoccupied because today a big decision must be made about the future of the company.
Mhm.
Surely he wants downstream the number of he has to manage with the downstream
Downsize, maybe?
downsize of the company. And in a few minutes, there will be a meeting with other managers to discuss about this problem. Until now, this manager was very well respected by the others, and he was very worried about the new situation who can waste many years of hard work.
Okay. I think you understand what the paragraph is about, but your telling me about it seemed to be a little awkward or a little off. So let me tell you what has happened. I've numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
We know from the title that something is going to be downsized. We do not know at this moment from this paragraph what is going to be downsized, but we do know the meaning of downsizing. So Andrew Jordan is an employee of this company, and he's looking out of the window absent-mindedly, like I don't have a care in the world, because what is going to happen next really isn't going to matter. Most likely, I will not have a job. So why should I even care? While he's sitting there, he's looking out of his window and he sees this barge on the Thames carrying some trash or carrying something. And he's focusing on that. That's what he's looking at. He's not thinking so much about what they're going to say to him in the meeting or what he's going to say. He's going to say whatever it is that he's going to say, and that's the end of it. He said that he was the cause of the company becoming as profitable as it had been for the past 3 years. Very profitable. But now things have changed, and it isn't anything that he could control, but some changes will need to be made. Okay.
Okay.
Is that pretty much what you understood?
I understood. I understood what you explained to me. Yes.
Okay. All right. And I understood what you explained. It's just that it was a little offset. It didn't sound exactly the right way. However, I had read the.
Okay. Okay. When I explain my comprehension of the text,
Mhm.
you understand that the manager was upset, and in fact, it wasn't upset. He was absent-mindedly.
He is upset, and that's probably why he is absent-minded. He's
Okay.
upset because most likely he's going to lose his jobs. So
Okay.
he's thinking, why should I focus energies onto something that I have no control over? When we say something is absent-mindedly, I'm not giving any attention. I'm not giving my full attention to anything. I'm existing, somewhat like children, daydreaming. Absent-mindedly is just daydreaming. All right. And when he's going to go into this meeting with the senior managers, He has something that he's going to tell them, but it probably isn't anything that is going to say, hurrah, Andrew, yay, we're so happy that you have solved our problem. Okay, all right. Let's look at another paragraph and clear that. Control F. I want to go to Control F. DOWN. Well, it won't let me do a quick check for it. So let's see if I can find, I wanted to find the paragraph that had the word, here it is here. So let's look at this one, across the board cuts. We're going to read this paragraph and then we'll stop for today.
Okay.
Would you start reading this one?
Okay. Across the board cuts, across the board cuts are panic masquerading as a plan. It defies business sense to ask for equivalent cuts for our division, which under your leadership has been the most profitable of the company, and from wire and cable, which we all know is a basket case. Granted, some kind of downsizing is necessary, but to cut across the board, to take a blunt axe to the company when a surgeon's scalpel is called from. Not all division and corporate function are created equal. Some units deserve additional investment, not retrenchment. Others probably deserve to be determinated altogether. The company needs to figure out where it's going, then cut accordingly.
Okay. Did you understand what you read?
It seems to me that it's the manager who could lose his job, who try to think or to say to the others what is his opinion about the cuts in their company. It seems that he did not agree with the plan and try to say his honor ideas. But I just read once and I am not sure I understand very well.
All right, so let's talk about the vocabulary first. Across the board, what does this mean? Across the board.
Across the board is the board is the place of the company. Is the timetable in which we can see all the names of the employees, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. So here, when he says across the board cuts, look at the entire company. Look at the entire company. Within a company, we have personnel, cafeteria staff, custodial staff, production staff, managers, just everything that's in there, every department. They're going to cut people or cut salaries across the board. Every department will have some type of change. Do you understand?
Yes, I think.
And then this word masquerading, what does this mean?
Across the board cuts are panic masquerading as a plan. Oh, it seems it's a trick to hide at all the employees that there will be some cuts in the board. No?
It's
masquerading. Masquerading is perhaps to hide, to masquerade, no?
Hide something. Okay, just take a look at the word masquerade outside of this article. What does it mean to masquerade? When we have a parade, people dress up as a witch or Santa Claus or a queen or a princess.
Okay.
We know that this is not what they are.
Okay.
They're masquerading.
Okay. Most of the people who participate to the carnival in Venice are masquerading.
Mm-hmm. So here, when they're talking about this business article, across the board cuts, they're making plans to make changes within the company. But did they really make a plan, or are they masquerading this to the personnel? This is our plan. This is what we decided to do. We're going to make across the board cuts. And when you do something like that, before we go further, if you have 500 employees and 2 custodial staff, if you reduce one of the custodial staff, one person cannot clean up the bathrooms, the offices. You need probably more people to clean up. You probably should not cut anyone from the custodial staff. You could reduce the number of managers. You could perhaps buy a robot and replace 5 or 10 people. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It seems to me that when you have the prospect to cut in the staff, you need to masquerade your goal in order to
No,
do
no, no.
that.
No, you should not masquerade. You should not hide. You should actually do something. Do something that is legitimate. They're pretending that they're going to do something. This is not a plan. Masquerading is pretentious. Masquerading is something that pretending to be something that it isn't. So if they're going to masquerade that they have a plan,
Okay.
that's not a plan. This is just something that they're doing.
Okay.
And here we have the word defies. Defies, it means to go against.
Yes, I understand. This word I understand.
And the word equivalent means to be equal.
Equal, yes.
So if you have 5 departments and 1 manager in each department, you have 5 departments and each department manages 15 people. Each manager manages 15 people. But if you're going to cut across the board and you cut one of the managers, who is going to manage the car division or the tire division? So when you're saying you're going to cut across the board, every department has to lose something.
Yes, yes. And in fact, the others manager tell to the man who look at from the window with the manager that his division was very good, but if his business was very good, and it will nonsense if he demands, if he asks some equivalent cuts for his division.
Then he definitely will not be doing.
But surely they will cut some people. They will cut some people, but they try to say that quietly in order not to worry the manager. We need to cut people in your division. Your division works very well. You're a very good manager, but we ask cuts on the board of the company. We need to have some cuts in your division. Is it right?
That is correct.
Yeah.
And if we're looking at it, this is the most successful part of the company. Why would you cut from this area,
Yes.
because they are saying that they want to do something equally. They want to cut in every division,
Okay.
doing something equal. And that probably is not the best thing to do. It probably isn't better to do that. So we go on to see that a basket case is disaster. A basket case is something that, oh my goodness, if we're going to do that, they may as well just shut everything down because everything is going to fail now. Again, we're not necessarily looking at this document in context of what actually happens. I just want you to look at the business terms, the terminology.
Okay.
So we also see here that his argument is if we do cut across the board, it's just like taking a blunt axe. A blunt axe is a dull instrument.
Yes, to cut trees.
Yeah, that a surgeon would use when a scalpel is really needed, where you can just make a small incision and remove the problem.
Yes.
So we have retrenchment, which means to well, I'm not exactly sure what that word means in terms of how I can explain it. So let me look up the word entrenchment.
Retrenchment?
Mm-hmm.
Retrenchment, I suppose, is to cut some people from the division. You have 10 people in the division. If I made a retrenchment, I will have only 8 people from the division tomorrow. No?
That's correct. So retrenchment is to reduce something. It is to reduce or cut.
Yes.
So that's what it gave me as my definition there. Okay. So here we have our retrenchment definition. All right. So when we talk about retrenchment, and I think we had another word.
Yeah.
Retrenchment was here, and terminated.
Yes. Others division will probably cancel, will be terminated.
Altogether. They just maybe should just stop producing
Yes.
fancy radios if they're producing cars. Maybe they should just stop doing that one thing as opposed to making a reduction in other areas. All right, well, there we are.
Okay.
Some business terms. I hope that you enjoyed that.
Yes, I will need to read again the article, but you send me the link. It's perfect.
I did. And I'm going to stop.